What's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you on the way home from CenturyLink Field. Well, this is where the Seahawks defeated the Atlanta Falcons by 2 points. What was the final score of that? 26-24 in a crazy, wild game of two halves and a finale in that last quarter. That was insane to watch. But fortunately for us Seahawks fans, we were on the winning end of it. As you can tell, my voice is completely shot from all the yelling that we were doing, especially at the end. But looking back, I don't have any of the stats in front of me really, so I can't speak specifically to certain players' performances, but my overall reaction was we came out in the first half very strong. Offense looked really good with very solid drives, executed very efficiently with the exception of a couple of drive-killing drops that were C.J. Spiller and Jimmy Graham both had. Otherwise, probably would have resulted in more points in the first half. But as it turns out, offense was solid, and defense did great too, keeping the Falcons out of the end zone and limiting them to only 3 points. Couldn't have asked for a better half. In fact, I told a friend of mine on the way in, I said, if we can keep this game to, maybe we can get to an early lead and be up like 17-3 or 21-3, that'd be great. And it turned out 17-3 was the score. And then second half, I don't know, mojo was all messed up. We were not in our usual seats. We were kind of moving around, saying hi to some people, and by the time we got back to sitting down, we were already pretty much led to the first touchdown. And next thing you know, two more came down in almost the same exact fashion. Seattle's offense did absolutely nothing, and Atlanta looked like a totally different team, just throwing the ball everywhere. Julio Jones suddenly was making catches left and right, and people were breaking free down the left sideline untouched for touchdowns. And clearly something was going wrong on the Seahawks side, and whatever adjustments the Falcons made were working out pretty good. So third quarter was complete trash for Seattle, but allowed the Falcons to not only get back into the game, but to take the lead. And then the fourth quarter came along, and man, talking about an emotional seesaw back and forth. To come back, we were down by a touchdown. We eventually got our touchdown on a very nice drive, and looked like we were in position to tie the ball game up. And then I think a bad snap by the long snapper. Next thing you know, our usually very reliable field goal kicker, Stephen Hauschka, who I was just talking about last week about how grateful I am to have a kicker like him, misses the extra point. And then we're down by one instead. Come down, and eventually, and then there was a missed field goal too by him. So two special teams mishaps on the kicking side that cost us 4 points. Eventually, we did get the game go-ahead field goal that I didn't even have the courage to watch. I had my head down and my eyes closed. I just waited for the sound of the cheers, and luckily that's what we got. Took the lead 2 points, game on the line, having to stop the Falcons from getting into field goal range to win the game. And fortunately for us, we did that. But that last play was very scary. The deep throw on 4th and 10, I believe, intended for Julio Jones. Double covered, I believe, with Sherman and somebody else. Ball was knocked around, ended up hitting the ground, incomplete, and then won the game. It looked fine from my end, from what we were seeing in the stands. From what I'm hearing from other Falcons fans on Twitter and so forth, sounds like they're pretty upset that they thought there should have been a call made at that play. I'll have to look at the replay to see what was up myself, but as it stands, there was no call. And to be fair, there was a lot of no calls that went back and forth. Also, we had a blatant pass interference. I thought was blatant. Clearly, he hit receiver's hand. Curse, I believe, streaking down for down the end zone earlier in the fourth quarter that didn't get called. Even in the back of the end zone on a pass intended for Curse, it looked like his hands were tied up. That one wasn't quite as obvious, but in general, of course, it's always great to get the win. And I thought, other than the third quarter, and taking into account the third quarter, Seattle managed to fight back, claw their way back, and even though making a lot of miscues in special teams, missing those crucial kicks that would have gave us a little more comfortable lead, they still managed to fight back, get that key interception when Atlanta was trying to do a game-sealing drive where all they had to do was kind of run out the clock, get a couple first downs. They would have iced the game and never given us a chance to come back. We get the interception at midfield, and that was a game changer, and gave us the opportunity to come back and get that game-winning field goal. That was clutch, and once again the defense stepped up when they had to and got that victory for us. And the offense too. I mean, defense got us the ball, and the offense took care of it and got the points we needed. But man, we came out, injuries to Michael Bennett, Luke Wilson, both to the knees. I guess there was a pretty bad chop block on a cut block on Michael Bennett, was not called, and those were supposed to have been, banned. That was one of the things they took out of the league this past offseason. So pretty dirty play if you want to look at it from a penalty standpoint. It didn't get called, so not only did it injure him, there was no consequences as far as the fact that the Falcons did that play. So hopefully Michael Bennett's not seriously hurt. I don't know what's up with Luke Wilson. They didn't show the replay. He was just down in the end zone after we scored that touchdown. So we definitely came out with a few injuries. I just don't know how severe they are, but we're going to need both of those guys moving forward, especially Bennett. Bennett is so key to this defense. I am very happy to say that with this win, I dodged the bullet of having to pay up on the bet that I have going with Sports Live and the ATL with David. We got our little wager going on where the loser had to wear the face paint of the other team's colors when they do the next video. So David, you're on the hook, buddy. I know for a while there it looked like you were going to be forcing me to do it, but it's back on you, pal. So that's going to be fun, talking with David, going over the game, discussing what was, what could have been, what should have been, and what actually happened. But I'm just very, very elated that we walked out of there with a win, and it keeps us undefeated at home, raises our record to 4-1. A lot of teams around the NFL lost today. That helps the Seahawks cause, and so it puts us in a pretty good spot where we are right now as we hit the road for 2 games coming up. One, a crucial one at the Cardinals next week, and then of course in New Orleans, where I will be heading there with some pals and my dad. So all these games, every single one obviously is important, but just glad to get this one week at a time, and this one was huge. All right, that's it for now, folks. We'll have videos along the way this week, and I did post a Rivals video up yesterday, special Birds of Prey Atlanta Falcons Rivals. I could not post it on Facebook due to some of the footage I used, copyright footage. So check out, I'll put the Vimeo link here so you can check it out on Vimeo. But especially since we did win today, you guys should get a kick out of that. That's it. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe, like, and comment on my video. Leave your comments on what you thought of the game if you did watch it, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Go Hawks.